Morning, we've travelled to Nazaire. We've got a bit of parking on this, we'll call it the marina, call it on the docks. They're the submarine bases that are opposite. I think this is all part of the same thing, so even these bits here would have had something to do with it. And then we're going to make our way across the other side, which is over there, and take a look around inside, see what we can see. We're up on top of one of the submarine pens, I think they are. We can get on the one that's across the other side. They're the pens proper over there. I think, not sure if these are the same as what we're on, but they're definitely something to do with the actual pens across the other side. I think this might be to do with the, what was the protection of the harbour, because this is the way in. And then I think there's a gun emplacement up on the top of here. So let's have a look. There it is. So we're up on top of the and then that's one of the gun emplacements that would have been to protect the harbour. There's a bridge, we're going over that later. I mean, you could get straight underneath here, so whether this is as well, also for the submarines, I don't know. Well, they met the offshore turbines here, look. I don't know if you can see them. So they're for ready to be shipped out offshore. Wind turbines. Anyway, we're going to be heading over there, is where we're heading for. So they're submarine pens. This gives you a look at the pens on there. So each one of them housed a submarine, or possibly, I don't think it's just one here. They are quite amazing structures though. I know it's very thick concrete. Pardon? Go and move there.
Yeah.
Is that where you want to park over there?
I think so, yeah. I think we should park there. And
Okay.
then go and look at the rest of the things.
Well, I should be able to do that. Just drive straight through there, turn right, go over the bridge and then come round, and that should take us to there, shouldn't it?
And then we'll face this way.
Yeah, okay. Alright. we'll do that then. So we're going to park on the other side. Then we're going to go and have a look in the sub pens. Okay, so this actual submarine is not a submarine which would have belonged to the German, it belonged to the French Navy. But this is this actual base thing was built, part of it was built long before the war, then fortified, so this was the first of the thing. So a submarine is 3 meters at its widest point. "77 meters long, 12 meters deep and 8 meters in diameter." So that dome at the front hides the sonar. Two steel shells, so like a thick and internal one and a thinner outer one. So fill them with seal water. So they use compressed air to push the seawater out. That makes it lighter, and therefore it will come up, and then allow seawater in, and that will work the opposite way. Okay, we're going to have a look inside now. I apologise for the lack of commentary that we're doing, but it's a case of having to go down. I can tell you it smells like an engineer's workshop. So this is at the back, the aft. These are the bunks for the engineers and electricians. Not the longest, if you can see them. I suppose these are more bunks for the electricians and engineers. We're entering the electrics room, I think. So the electricians listen to the engines to see if anything changes at all. 21 tons of equipment in here. And these all ran on diesel. It's another one, at least you can get through it, not like the Russian one that we looked around. The control room for the electrics.
Can we come back up and get some pictures?
All the dials, all the volts, amps, temperature. Wow. Wow. Just 2 square meters to do all that. radio control room.
Ouais, je cherche. C'est possible que ça soit les deux. Ça ou au-dessus les deux tuiles. Parce que le disque il était assis sur une banquette, les trucs de radio. Oui, normalement, il y a tac tac. Et là, il n'y a rien qui sort d'en haut. Pas comme dans les films à cette époque-là.
So they call this, which is a wardroom, the carriage, because it resembles a train. It's commanding officers' quarters. I think this was the first French submarine to sail under the ice in the Arctic. Officers' pantry. And batteries. Senior petty officers.
Ouais, 800 ampères la batterie. 8000 ampères.
Vous allez dire 800, ça fait. Et sinon, le batterie pour faire quoi?
Ah ouais, je sais pas, mais.
Nombreuses.
tension terre 320 volts, batterie. Ah, ils ont un tensiomètre à...
Another fridge. And more petty officers' quarters. And crew quarters. So the crew were here. And the petty officers here. Yeah. Okay, we're heading towards the torpedo room now. Oh, it's a seawater shower. And into the torpedo room. This is the torpedo room.
Il y avait de la place.
Wow.
Attaque torpille dans le 280, 280. On passe le combat, Préparez le tube 1 pour une attaque tribord.
Tube 1 appareil.
Temps de parcours 3 minutes. Gyrodéviation 90 degrés.
Temps de parcours 3 minutes. Gyrodéviation 90 degrés.
Attention pour lancer.
Attention pour lancer.
Feu.
Feu. Torpille parti.
That's it, that's the torpedo room. There's where we entered here. Had a look at the stern, walked our way all the way through. We haven't been up on there, you can't go up there. And then out here, and we're going to come out around here somewhere, which takes us up there. So we're going to make our way out now. Obviously there weren't steps like this on the original submarine, it came through hatches. But that was really, really good. Really good. Really, really enjoyed it. Absolutely brilliant that. And that's our third submarine that we've seen. Next step. That was excellent. Enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. Very good. They've come out of the gift shop. Look at that, that is brilliant. I love that. That's 600 euros. That's 260. 190. Wow. Clockwork submarine. Jigsaw puzzle. God, look at them. That's 60 quid that. That's pretty. Jules Verne. Who's that? Oh, I like that. Oh, Nautilus.
I really like this, but I think the box size.
Pardon?
I really like that.
Yeah, there's this one over here as well,
Box size.
which is quite a that which would be quite a, although it's a small one, it's quite a difficult one to do.
I'm not as keen on that one. I think the other one's really good.
These are ace. Love these. They're fantastic.
Well,
They're just models of like a ship thing, like that one there. That's pretty cool. But you wouldn't pay that sort of money for it. Ooh, look at that. That was excellent. Really, really enjoyed that.
Ça se fonctionne comme ça. Regarde, tu mets comme ça et tu vois derrière toi. Est-ce que tu vois le monsieur bleu? Est-ce que tu vois le monsieur en bleu? Bah, le monsieur en bleu il est derrière toi. Et est-ce que tu me vois là maintenant? Oui. Moi je suis derrière toi.
What's that?
C'est pour voir à l'envers.
That's a compass. How cool is that? That's a compass. I like that.
Tu peux être au pop-up.
Engineer's directional compass. A telescope.
Sur celle-là, là.
Quite cool. They're quite cool.
wow.
That, yeah,
That's very good.
yeah.
I mean, I like that, but it's just cheap plastic man.
Secret box.
T'as vu la lampe tempête?
Can't get in it.
Il y a plein de trucs sympas.
Ça change.
Et après, t'as la liquide pour.
Oh maman, ça va être de place.
Non, tu remets maintenant. C'est un cendrier, ça.
C'est quoi, cendrier?
What's that? That's compass.
Ah, tu sais pas comment l'ouvrir, c'est ça?
Huh? They're quite good, actually. I really like them. They're really good, some of that stuff on there. Right then, you ready? Okie dokie. Had a good look around the shop as well. It's busying up now. We're back up on the top here because in 1942 the British undertook an operation called Operation Chariot. And Operation Chariot was to stop the Tirpitz the only dock that was deep enough for the Tirpitz to have a refit is this one here that's in front of us here onto there. And if the British could stop or make that dock so it couldn't be used, then the Tirpitz would have had to gone back to Germany for a refit, and that meant it had to go through the North Sea, which meant that the British Royal Navy would be able to attack it before it reached that thing. So they came here, and I think it's HMS Campbelltown came down, which was packed with explosives, and that was to blow the gates so that the dock couldn't be used. Well, this is the dock that's used today, and over there is a monument to that. Now, if I remember rightly, there were 5 Victoria Crosses that were given out for what went on with the commandos, but that's down there's the monument for it. So they didn't come for the submarine pens, they came to blow this for the Tirpitz to stop it. I'll tell you more about the story when we get down the bottom. So we're going to go and have a look at the memorial over there for the commandos now. And this bent gun here came off HMS Campbelltown, so it's a cannon that's come off there. So it's in March 1978, during dredging operations, port workers pulled a 76mm cannon out the estuary. It was soon identified as having been belonged to HMS Campbelltown, the destroyer used as a ram by the British in Operation Chariot. The night of the 28th of March 1942, at 01:34 hours, the Campbelltown, loaded with full explosives, rammed the southern lock gate of the Normandy dock. Late the next morning, the ship exploded, taking out the gate and many German soldiers. But that there is the dry dock that we're trying to stop it from getting into. And then I'm presuming that over there would have been the original gates for them to get into. I mean, I'm only guessing because things change over the last 80 odd years. But we're going to go and have a look down there now. Because of building works that's going on, we're struggling to get to the monument. This is about as close as we can get. So there it is. That's a monument to what the Campbelltown did. Shame that. Got a better view of the submarine pens over there, look. We're going over there later, so we'll have another look round there. We're desperately hoping that we can get to that monument, but don't think it's going to happen because of all this work that's going on. Okay, in the background you can see the monument that they've done to it that's in the water. There's also a monument here to the commandos, so one's to the operation I think and one's for the commandos. I think there's also another one which is just off to our right, which we'll have a look at in a moment. Anyway, I'll tell you a little bit about what happened. It says, the Nazaire raid or Operation Chariot was a British amphibious attack on the heavily defended Normandy dry dock at Nazaire in German-occupied France. During the Second World War, the operation was undertaken by the Royal Navy and British commandos under the auspices of Combined Operations Headquarters on the 28th of March 1942. Nazaire was targeted because the loss of its dry dock would force Germany's largest battleship, Tirpitz, to return to home waters if she were damaged. This would expose her to attack by British forces, including the home fleet in the English Channel or the North Sea. The obsolete destroyer HMS Campbelltown, accompanied by 18 smaller craft, crossed the English Channel to the Atlantic coast of France and rammed into the Normandy dry dock south gate. The ship had been packed with delayed action explosives, well hidden within a steel and concrete case that detonated later that day, putting the dock out of service until 1948. A force of commandos landed to destroy machinery and other structures. German gunfire sank, set ablaze, or immobilised virtually all the small craft intended to transport the commandos back to England. The commandos fought their way through the town to escape overland, but many surrendered when they ran out of ammunition or were surrounded by the Wehrmacht defending Nazaire. Of the 612 men who undertook the raid, 228 returned to Britain, 169 were killed and 215 became prisoners of war. German casualties included over 360 dead, some of whom were killed after the raid when Campbelltown exploded. To recognise their bravery, 89 members of the raiding party were awarded decorations, including 5 Victoria Crosses. After the war, Saint-Nazaire was one of 38 battle honours awarded to the commandos. The operation has been called the greatest raid of all in British military circles. But it's a shame we can't actually get a bit closer to that. But the old town is the other side of this building, which we'll have a look at in a bit. I think a lot of the older town's gone. This is what I was going to try to show you, was what we've got now, but I don't think it's, I think it's pretty much all been flattened now, and most things look quite modern. I mean, the blocks of flats wouldn't have been there. I think there's just this piece here, and anyway, submarine pens again. I think we can get up on the roof there. If I remember rightly, the roof is not flat, it's got highs and lows within it, like ridges, and that was to do with if it was ever bombed. It was to help take some of the blast if that was to happen, but hopefully if we can get on top we'll be able to see that. Now on the wall on the corner that says Base Süßmarine, but I think the Germans called it the Kriegsmarine. It was for their submarine naval operations. Wow, it's a fantastic structure, and it does look, it has got higher bits and lower bits, and it was something to do with taking the blast. I mean, it was practically impenetrable. Bombing from the air did nothing at all to those buildings, those sub pens. Okay, we're at the submarine pens. Not sure if how far we're going to get in here, but we're going to take a look inside. Not sure what we're going to get today. I think there's different things that are on in here, exhibitions and such like. And that takes us up to the roof. I think some of them are shut. Trying to reacclimate the eyes. Yeah, I don't think there's I'm not really interested in the exhibition that's on. It doesn't really interest me. It's got nothing to do with the, I mean, I think a walk up onto the roof is going to be in order. Looks like I've concreted or filled in some of it, looks like it to me. I think it was a railway track here, so it would have fed the pens. There we go, look. So this is one of the submarine pens. So the submarines would have come in here and felt very much protected. And then I presume that they're doors that would take you through to the next pens. I suppose you could shut all them ones down if there was problems of whatever was going on. Wow. Brilliant. There's another one. I think the Coast Guard uses this because we've seen one coming in and out. And if they practice launching from there. Well, this is really good. Really good. You can see how thick the concrete walls are, and I think I'm right in saying that the actual roof is like twice as thick as that. I think so many feet thick. This is about 3 foot for the walls. I think the roof is possibly something like 6 feet, possibly. Now you get 2 submarines in here. Another one there. Come to have a look at this monument. Not really sure what it is, but Christine wanted to see it, and then I think we can walk up there. We think to get on that roof that way. We think we'll find out in a bit. Okay, we're taking a walk up the ramp onto the top of the sub pens. There are some stuff going on in there. It isn't necessarily to do with the war. I think one of them's to do with cruise liners, and I can't remember what the other one's to do with. Some art exhibition. Not really interested in that. Excuse me. I think that's how it was originally. That side's got bits missing on it. This side's got these like mounds and a hollowed out area. So it could take a fair bit of a blast. I don't know if you can see that, where the barbed wire is. So any bombs have got to break through that, and that takes the blast and stops the rest of it from coming through. But if you look at the thickness of the concrete that's on here, it must be, that's got to be 10 feet thick, that must be. Yeah, something like that. It's about 3. Right. Yeah, it's about 10. I think it's about 10 foot thick. Oh yeah. I knew the roof was specifically designed to take the blast of just about anything that the RAF could drop on it. I know none of the bombing was successful. So that's what you would call amazing structures, really. what we'll do, look, if we go, yeah, if you look here, look, this shows you it as well, with the bits that are raised up on top, and then the other ones in the other direction. So you got these in this direction and the other ones in that direction, and they were designed, any bomb came, they would hit that and then detonate, and then the explosion would everything would be all within this area, protecting this with the floor, which is about 10 foot thick. Whew, bit out of breath there. It says on this, since 1998 the roof of Nazaire submarine base has been open to the public, offering visitors an open air deck between the city and the port basin. So yeah, we'll take a look up there. Not sure what all these little areas are for, but the whole of the roof originally would have had these structures on it, so it would have all gone from here. You can still see some of the concrete there, and that would have run all the way down there, and then the same going this way in this crisscross pattern. Christine, we'll see if we can get up there and have a look down on top of it. See, these are twice as thick as what it is down below, and then 6 foot in height, just over. And there's these walkways, look, you could get through right the way through, and then on top would have been them. Absolutely fantastic. Look at that. That's where ships, I think that is an actual ship that's sunk there and just left. Yeah, I can't imagine it being like a piece of art. View is spectacular now, isn't it? Yeah. I think they're calling it a garden. Pardon? Well, you have to wait a minute. So it kind of gives you an idea of the structure, I suppose. We have to remember all of the ones that are running that way. They're there. You can, in fact, if I lift this up a little bit, you'll be able to see what they're like a bit further down. Because there, where them trees are, they're still intact.
Might see them up at the top after.
Yeah, I might be able to see them from, we're going to go up on top of there when we've done this. Very much a modern town now. I'm presuming that originally the housing would have come all the way up pretty much close to where these pens are, and the docks and all of that area would have been a lot closer. I mean, today it's a pretty modern town now. There, you can see them properly now, look. It's all specifically designed to take any aerial bombing.
Sud de Nantes, quand tu vas vers Nazaire, ouais, puis c'est surtout que ça,
So this oh, it's alright, miles away. There we are, that's where we're parked over there, look. I mean, I think all that bit over that side is quite new. I think that bit's quite new. I think over there, I think that's what they class as the deep dock. That would be deep enough, and then there was the lock itself over there. I mean, it would have looked a lot different many years ago. Fantastic. Brilliant. There we go. It's supposed to be a clock, I think, although the time is wrong. It's slightly out. I mean, we've got what, not quite 12 o'clock, and we're at 20 past 1, to be fair, unless you read it differently. Yeah. Yeah. It's quite clever, but inaccurate, should we say. I don't know why that is. Oh, hang on a minute. It says, if I'm reading this right, we're in, where are we? September, October time. Oh well, I'll read you what it says. It says, add to the time indicated by the sundial, 1 hour and 9 minutes for winter time, 2 hours and 9 minutes for summertime. So you have to add 1 hour and 9 minutes to it, which it's quite difficult, but I would say that that's 11:20. No, yeah, hold on a minute, 11:45. Call it 11.
11:20, it's right, because it's still summer.
It's not summer though.
Well, that's pretty summertime ended though.
I don't know. Well, if it hasn't, then that'll make it 12:20, wouldn't it?
No, 2 hours.
And we're 2 hours. Okay. Oh, right.
So
okay.
right,
So if you class it as British summertime, you have to add 2 hours to it, which would make it about right.
Yeah.
Seems a bit of a stupid clock to, if you ask me. If you have to sit down and start subtracting and adding, you'd have thought the person that put it in the first time would have lined it up properly so it did either summertime or winter time, and then you added an hour. But they must have put it up pissed, and that's why it doesn't tell the right time. Okay, not be many more looks at the sub pens now. It'll be an onwards and upwards, and then over the bridge over there is where we're heading. Anyway, this is what left, I think, of the fishing fleet. Not much of one now. Not much of one at all. There we are, we're going up and over this bridge now. Get to the other side of Nantes. busy it is around where we were last night. Here, Nazaire, never seen so many camper vans, but considering we're close to being out of season.
In 3 kilometers, take the exit towards St. Ruben Port, Paper.
We're on our way to look at a monument, which will be just down here on my right hand side. And there's the seafront somewhere. I'm not sure what it is.
Sea serpent.
It's called, yeah, sea serpent, Christine said it is. You might possibly be able to see it as we run off the bridge. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Might not be there anymore.
Pardon?
Might not be there anymore.
No, might not be. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. Well, that was the bridge. There you go. Serpent of the Ocean, that's called. Look at that. We'll go down and have a look at it now, if we can find our way down. No, Christy said it's a bit further down there. Brilliant. There we are, made our way down. Look, the Serpent of the Ocean. There's the docks where we are over the other side. You can't miss it because of the towers that you can see, which are the wind turbines for the sea. But look at this. It's a brilliant sculpture. I bet it looks great when the tide's nearly in. I bet that looks quite spectacular.
You can see it now as well. How
Yeah.
you can see it.
Yeah, looks absolutely brilliant. Really good. I don't know about walking out in all the mud, but that is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, we just popped in to see, we've come over the bridge on the thing just to see this. We're heading round the coast now for our overnight stop. But that is, I must admit, that it's quite brilliant. That really, really good, made out of steel. Yeah, we've moved around, round the corner a little bit, just round the coast a little bit from Saint Nazaire, and we're here parked at a place called Pornic. We're going to go and have a look around the town, but it's a camper van spaces. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 6 or 7 spaces. You can fill up and empty there. This is an aqua centre, so if we want to go swimming or use the showers or anything, then we can use them there. So it's a good spot, and it's free as well. So couldn't ask for anything any more than that. It's a bit of a walk into town, but we're not bothered about that. We've walked down into the town. This is Pornic. So it was about 10-minute walk, that's all. Brought us down here. Lovely little place. Isn't it? Yeah, really, really nice little place. Nice, like a seaside-y town. Oh, it's got a beach.
Oh, it's got a beach? Oh,
Yeah, it's got a beach as well. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Ice creams look good as well.
they do look like a nice place,
Yeah. Really, really nice walk along here. There's a shop for Christine, look, and my mum. Caramel chocolate. Oh, really, really nice town. Really nice. I don't know what Christine's trying to take a picture of. Yeah, it's pretty. Really nice. Really, really nice. Pleasantly surprised considering we were only looking for a place to park. Well, or park the harbour. Looks like there's another bit to it as well. Or an inlet. Look. It's a gorgeous place. Gorgeous place. I think we made a good choice to play it. Oh, first time I've seen table tennis on a bent table tennis board. Huh. Yeah. Really nice. Really nice. I think Christine wants to have a look at the castle thing, whatever it is. Yeah, I'm not sure whether you can get in or not. There's a walkway that takes you around this little inlet harbour thing. Here, I think saves you walking up and over. I think. Well, I hope it does. I think it takes you to roughly where the beach area is. We're probably going to eat tea, I think, down here. And then we're going to follow that up with a nice ice cream, I think. Yeah, this is very different. Very different. Yeah, look at that. Stunning place. All the boats look little dinghies so they can get out to their prospective boats.
Is that what they're for?
Hey?
Is that what they're for?
Yeah. Yeah, put them there so you can get out to your boat, otherwise how do you get to your boat? And we've walked a bit further around now and there's another harbour. That's packed, this harbour. So look at that. Wow, that is busy, really busy. There's the lighthouse, the Pornic, and the beach is just down here. So just brought ourselves a walk as far as the beach. Brilliant. Really, really nice. Really nice. What a good day it's been today. Yeah. We're walking back a slightly different way, so we're going up around by the castle and into town this time. So we've had a right good walk. We're hoping we could find a nice place to eat. What we've seen so far is
30 quid fish and chips.
yeah, 30 quid fish and chips And you can't do fish and chips like the English, so I'm not paying 30
vinegar
quid for
either.
it.
30
And
quid,
Christine
vinegar.
said no vinegar,
No,
so it's not happening.
no.
So we'll see anyway. But this takes us into the town. Really nice little town.